Jcole, then versus now. In today's video, we are going to talk about Jcole and his career timeline then versus now. Before jumping into the video, don't forget to click the bell button and subscribe to our channel for more amazing and exciting videos. Getting into the music industry isn't as easy as it seems, and the struggles even increase when you want to be a rapper. Even if you get acquainted with the biggest producers and get signed to a great record label, your fame may still be years away. No one can understand this better than Jcole. He went from a struggling rapper who waited hours in streets just to give his demo tape to Jay-Z, to being the first ever rapper who released an album on his Roc Nation label. As we compare his struggles, we will go through a brief timeline of his early struggles and how he went through a bumpy ride and achieved fame. Get to know all of the ups and downs in the video. Early life. Jcole was born in 1985 at a U.S. Army base in Frankfurt, Germany. Cole's father was an African-American soldier, and his white mother was a postal worker when he was a child. Shortly, his parents separated. His mother had to move him and his older brother Zach to North Carolina. They used to live there in trailer parks, as his mother struggled to make ends meet. But it wasn't for long, as his mother married someone who was also in the Army. They moved to a nicer home then. Unfortunately, the marriage did not last long. This was the time when Jcole was about to leave for college. The marriage crumbled as their stepfather had gotten abusive. But troubles started again, as they had to deal with the drug addiction of his mother after this. Despite having a troubled family life, he knew he was going to change circumstances. He wanted to create a better future for himself. It was during his high school years that he developed a passion for music. All this started when he participated in an orchestra as a violinist. He then started to rap and developed his skills. He was rapping under various names, and he even participated in a local group called Bomb Shelter. The house he grew up in is where it all began for him, and what he names as his start in music. Having my own room allowed me to turn into who I am. I enjoy privacy. I enjoy being myself. That came from having my own room. Having my own room allowed me to shape myself, he said. The beginnings. After graduating high school with an excellent CPGA, he wanted to get into the music industry. He knew that his chances of getting a contract for rapping would be higher if he moved to New York. Therefore, he moved there, as he accepted a scholarship at St. John's University. He started to major in computer science, but he later realized that this was not for him. So he switched to communication and business. This happened after he witnessed the lonely life of a computer science professor. He graduated in 2007. Despite graduating, he would eventually get his degree in 2015 during a homecoming concert. It took time because he had forgotten to pay the library dues, which caused the university to hold back his degree. After this, he started to work as a bill collector in the city, but his passion for music was along with him all the way. After some time, he released his first mixtape in 2007. It was called The Come Up. He had great courage and determination as he waited outside the office of Jay-Z for hours just to give the rap legend his demo tape. But when the rapper came, he was totally shunned. But fate was working his way as he received a text message from an associate. This was about a business meeting with Jay-Z. Jay-Z heard his song, Lights Please, and he was clearly impressed. And the next big thing was that he officially became the first rapper to sign to Jay-Z's record label. But there was a need to polish him to make him able to work as an album artist. He went through the process under the mentorship of Jay-Z. He was eventually featured on Jay-Z's album, The Blueprint 3. He was featured on the track, A Star Is Born. From there, he started to be known as a collaborator. He released his second mixtape in 2009. It was called The Warm-Up, and it was met with positive reviews. Over the next 2 years, he was working with Whale, Talib Kweli, Mos Def, B.O.B., and more. All this while, he was working hard to release his first studio album. He had already gained much recognition and acclaim with his collaborative projects. In the early 2010s, he was featured in Beyond Race magazine's list of 50 great breakthrough artists. He was also featured in XXL magazine's list of Top 10 Freshmen. Later, he was going to serve as supporting act for Drake's Light Dreams and Nightmares tour in 2011. All singles done. Album ridiculous. Title perfect. Music incredible. Thank you for your patience. Let's change the game, he tweeted in May 2011. The album is called Cole World, The Sideline Story, and was released on September 27, 2011. It debuted at number 1 on Billboard Hot 200 in its first week on sale. On February 7, 2012, the third and final single from Cole's debut album was released. The song, titled Nobody's Perfect, features renowned female rapper Missy Elliott, marking her return to music. He also served as supporting act for Rihanna's Loud tour. Cole followed up the release of his debut album with another chart-topping LP, Born Sinner, which came out in 2013. Featuring the hit single Crooked Smile, as well as appearances from TLC, Kendrick Lamar, and Miguel, the album arrived at number 2 on Billboard's 200, with 297,000 copies sold in its first week. It rose to the top spot in its third week on the list. A year later, in 2014, he returned with his new album, 2014 Forest Hills Drive. The title of the album is based on a North Carolina address where he used to live in his childhood. It's the same place Cole wrote his first rhymes and learned to produce. And so the album signifies how far he has come and touches on his journey to becoming a rap star. And all of a sudden, I'm so good at math. The album was announced just 3 weeks before its release. It was not supported by any single, and it had very little marketing, but it still managed to debut atop the Billboard 200 with sales of over 350,000 units. The album was well received by critics. It was nominated as Best Album at the 2015 Grammy Awards. The song, apparently, was nominated for Best Rap Performance. This would be his first album to be certified by RIAA. But his biggest album had yet to come, which was For Your Eyes Only. It debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 with 492,000 copies. It was the third biggest opening week for an album in 2016, after Drake's Views and Beyoncé's Lemonade. The album has no features, and Cole proved that he likes to do things his own way. He welcomed 2017 with the release of a standalone single, High for Hours. He also announced that he would go on tour in the support of his fourth studio album. It kicked off in June in Colombia and wrapped up in December in Australia. Ari Lennox and Lute served as opening acts for the first leg of the tour, while Anderson .Paak and rapper Boss opened the second leg of the trek. A documentary titled Jcole, For Your Eyes Only, was premiered on YouTube. Even though he did not release any music during this period, he was secretly working on his fifth studio album, KOD. He surprised the fans by inviting them to a free listening party of the album in 2018. His second listening session was also held. The album was released in April 2018. He tackled the topics of drug addiction, depression, and abuse. The album was a chart topper. It was also a record breaker, as it opened with 64.5 million streams on Apple Music, beating Drake's Views. He also became the first act to simultaneously debut 3 songs in the top 10 of Billboard's Hot 100. In support of the album, Cole hit the road for a tour called KOD Tour from August 9th to October 10th. Young Thug, Jaden Smith, and Earth Gang served as the supporting acts. For the remainder of the year, he released a single titled Album of the Year, Freestyle, in addition to announcing a new project titled The Off Season. In an interview with Billboard, Cole revealed that he planned to take off 2019 from touring to finish work on several projects. On January 23, 2019, Cole released a new single titled Middle Child, after posting a series of posts with lines from the song. The song peaked at number 4 and number 2 on Billboard's Hot 100 and Hot R&B Hip Hop Songs chart, respectively. Where is he now? It was announced in February 2020 that he had landed an apparel and footwear sponsorship deal with